Hey, so this is my first official attempt, I guess you call it vlogging, and turn the TV down. So yeah, it's been kind of a crazy few months for me. You can see I'm in the hospital. Good times here. I hope the video is clear enough. I keep getting paranoid that someone's gonna come in. Anyway, basically where I'm at today, I'll go back to the beginning here. This all started back in September, when I was living out in Grand Rapids. Most of you know my dog, Dakota. Like every other video on here is pretty much of her. I was walking her to my car, and as I was doing that, one of the neighbors' pit bulls came barreling off of their porch and attacked her. I jumped on top of Dakota. I just kind of went into panic mode, and in the process I got bit right kind of where that bandage is there. I had an IV in there, but that's where I got bit. And anyway, I proceeded to just, it's kind of a long story as far as what happened with talking to the owners and all that stuff, so I'll skip by the boring stuff. So I went to work that night, because I was on my way there anyway, and I couldn't be late, so I went to work and didn't go to the ER till afterwards, which I did call animal control, and that was the first thing that they suggested to do, is that you had to go to ER to make a report, and to get, obviously make sure the dog didn't have rabies or whatever. So did that after work, and that started this whole crazy roller coaster. That's basically the main reason why I'm here right now, and it's January 25th, September, like 4 months later. So after that bite, excuse me, it got infected, and that they told me would be very likely to happen. A second. So yes, they said that would happen most likely. So I was on actually an antibiotic to even prevent the infection, and I still got infected. It was, probably the wrong antibiotic, so I got put on a different one, oral antibiotic. And didn't work, basically. Not much time later, my wrist was swollen so big, like, I can't even explain to you. It was disgusting, all red and huge, and it looked like it was all cellulitis, basically all infected, like from my fingers, like my knuckles, up to my elbow was all infection. Like they had to draw a line around it and stuff because it was like growing so rapidly. So that landed me in here, the same hospital, back in September for, I think it was a week. So then that got better on IV antibiotics. But in the process, when they were ultrasounding my wrist for, I guess, to see how bad the infection was or whatever, they found a blood clot, or two actually. One of them was more of a surface one, another one was deeper. They call it the DVT, deep vein thrombosis. So, in the process of all this, I then had to start giving myself blood thinner injections, Lovenox what it's called, and also had to take a blood thinner. I had to take Coumadin every night. And also, when you're on those kind of things, you need to get your blood work drawn. I wonder if I should shut this light off, if the light would be better. Hang on a second. Nope, yeah. Oh, now I'm all dark. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Forgive me. Okay, better. Anyway, so you have to get lab work done every day to make sure your level of blood thinner is accurate or is enough. They call it like a PTINR, proton something. I don't remember now. I knew what it was, but I'm so tired right now. So I had to go get that done every day, and as a lot of you know, like my veins are horrible. I donated plasma all through college, which was a great thing for me at the time because it was money, and it was a great thing for the people who would receive it, obviously. But it in turn left me with no veins. So whenever I would go to get my blood drawn, they could never get it, basically. So they would poke and poke and poke, and there's a lot of times that they would just never even get anything. So it was decided that for the fact that they needed to draw blood every day, and for the fact that I was going to need to possibly get like other treatment and blood thinners, that they were going to put in a PICC line. And what that is it's a PICC, P-I-C-C, peripherally inserted central catheter, I believe is what it stands for. And what it is it's a big IV, kind of like this one, but it goes from a vein all the way, it goes from a vein, just for a second, right there, in that part of your arm, it gets inserted right there, and it goes all the way into your heart. So it's an incredibly long IV that can be kind of like semi-permanent, basically. And, you know, I could go home with it in and was taught how to take care of it and stuff. And that way they can give medications through it if needed, and they can draw blood through it. So, got that put in. Then started another nightmare. I had it in from, let's see, October, November, December, till mid-January. It was like January 18th or something when it finally got pulled. So it was in for like 4 months or so, and I was fine with it. Well, one night I was taking care of it, as I did every night, have to rub it with an alcohol wipe, and then, I'm getting this fixed. Okay, rub it with an alcohol wipe, and then you have to flush it with saline. So, I was at work proceeding to do this, as I did, like I said, every night, and it went fine. 10 minutes later, all of a sudden, I got like severely ill, like just immediately had to run to the bathroom and get sick. Started shaking uncontrollably, like shivering uncontrollably, like I couldn't, like my teeth were chattering, couldn't control them. Pounding headache, could hardly walk, so dizzy. Just flushed, felt like, you know, I had like an immediate fever. So I knew something was wrong, but I still had a few hours left of my shift to work. So somehow I muddled through, and the symptoms didn't get any better, so I ended up going to the emergency room at like 2 in the morning that night after work. This was a couple weeks ago. And when I got here to the emergency room, or not here, but to this hospital emergency room, my temperature was 103.7. So I went from being normal a couple hours earlier, feeling fine, to having a fever of almost 104. And what I said when I walked in is that, you know, I started feeling this way like 10 minutes after I had flushed my PICC. And, you know, I have medical training. I worked in the hospital. I'm studying pre-med. I've been through it. I kind of knew that it had to do with some type of probably infection in the PICC or something, which I've read up on these since I had them in, and it's apparently like your body, you know, likes to reject anything that's not part of it that you put in it. And so it is a plastic thing in my body, and apparently my body didn't like that. So got here, and they tried to put like 4 or 5 IV attempts. They would get them in, and then they would blow right away. So either way, they were going to have me stay because they knew there was some type of infection. They were really afraid that it had gotten to my blood that quickly, especially with like having a high fever that quickly. So then got admitted, started IV antibiotics. They pulled the